Welcome back and watching the final lap of Business Morning on Channels Television. We're still talking about commodities, talking about the hard and the soft commodities, oil prices, as well as food commodities as well. Ada Akonubi, an analyst with the Economic Research Unit of Financial Derivatives Company, joins me now for us to talk more about these numbers. Ada, good morning and thank you so much for joining me. So oil prices are down week on week, 2.32%. Of course, we know that there's been a lot of news in the space, Iran having issues, and of course this Greek domestic debt, this Greek defaulting on paying back its loan. But fleshing up the numbers more, if you can.
Yes, oil prices have decreased 2.3%. And is currently at $62 per barrel. This is mainly because of the threat that Greece will exit the Eurozone. So this will literally weaken the euro against the dollar, and investors a stronger dollar will be less attractive for investors since oil is traded in dollar. So this is having an effect in the demand of this price.
Could you just also give us a review of how the half year has been like for the oil market?
The prices are literally fluctuating, but however, in future we believe that the prices might be bearish, as recently the sanction on Iran as well. If this is taken, Iran currently has an output of 1.3 million barrels per day, and they're looking to add an additional 500,000 barrels per day. So if this sanction is taken off Iran, this will literally lead to an already oversupplied market. So in future, oil prices might be bearish.
Okay, so let's talk about the soft commodities a bit, because we're going to have you later on in the afternoon to talk more about the commodities, hard commodities, that is. We're seeing cocoa prices continue to trend higher, and this is despite unfavorable weather. I remember the last conversation that we had, you talked about the weather affecting some of these products, including cocoa, corn and wheat. So how come we see prices still going up when we're having unfavorable weather?
Yes, there's still unfavorable weather in this region. The U.S. is experiencing excess rain and wet weathers, and this is affecting the crops. This is literally favoring diseases, and there's dryness in areas like Australia and Canada. So these weather conditions are literally affecting the output of these commodities, such as wheat and corn. However, cocoa on the other side, there's still a supply problem from Ghana, as they are not meeting the expected output. And there is a 20% decrease in the output of cocoa from Ghana. This is as a result of late application of pesticides, farmers selling their lands for mining activities, and farmers not even being able to adapt the new farming techniques. So all these are affecting the output of cocoa in Ghana, as well as dryness in Ivory Coast and dryness as well in Cameroon. So there's literally a very short supply of cocoa and high demand, especially from Asia.
So is this going to also affect those companies that use these products here in Nigeria? Are we going to see an increase?
It definitely will affect the companies, because these companies will have to buy these products at a higher price, and they will have to increase the prices of the end product so as to meet its profit margin. So it will definitely affect the companies that use this.
So for those of us who like chocolates and the rest of it, we should begin to tighten our belt. This is like kind of an austerity measure being meted out to us compulsorily. But Ada, let's quickly get your outlook for the rest of the week for the commodities, especially for oil and for food.
Okay, so for oil, the rest of the week, we're still waiting for the outcome from Greece, and as all these are due to speculations, we're still waiting for the outcome from Greece and from Iran. So oil prices might perish depending on outcome. And for the agri commodities, depending on the weather condition, if weather conditions pick up, it will definitely affect, it will lead to more supply, thereby balancing out the supply-demand dynamics of this commodity.
Well, thank you so much, Ada, for joining us on the program and giving us that update. Ada Akonubi is an analyst with the Economic Research Unit of Financial Derivatives Company. Well, let's quickly talk to Temple Ashaju to tell us more about another story we've got, our eye on, and that is the public hearing of the Financial Reporting Council on its draft National Code of Corporate Governance. It's actually happening here in the Commercial Nerve Center of Nigeria, Lagos. Temple, thank you so much for coming through to us. Hello, Temple. Well, we also seem to be having issues connecting with Temple Ashaju. Now, of course, the Financial Reporting Council has been putting together a national corporate code, a national code of corporate governance. It was supposed to have held a public hearing a couple of months ago, but some stakeholders in the industry went to court and they had to sort out the court injunction at the court issues before coming out with this unified national code of corporate governance. So it's having its public hearing here in Lagos today. It's going to be focusing on the public and the private sector for today. Then tomorrow will be for the non-profit organization. Of course, Channel's business news editor, Bosun Omofai, is also at that event, and Channel's business news correspondent, Temple Ashaju, supposed to, speak to us and give us more on what's actually going on at the event. But that's the much. Well, we seem to have Temple back with us to tell us about what's going on at the public hearing. Temple, thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you, Harriet.
So let's get a feel of what's going on at that hearing. Could you just bring us up to speed?
Okay, it's the national hearing. It's the hearing of the National Code of Corporate Governance put together by the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria, the FRC of Nigeria. Now, the details of the code, the Corporate Governance Code, is specifically to unify all of the private and public sector corporate governance codes that we have across the country. And currently, the chairman has been able to speak. That's Hajia Mariam Ladi Ibrahim. She's been able to explain that the key focus of this corporate governance and the hearing is to be able to get the thoughts and opinions of stakeholders, such as people from officials or regulators from the Securities and Exchange Commission, the Nigerian Stock Exchange, the National Insurance Commission, Corporate Affairs Commission, NDIC, PENCOM, CBN, as well as other fund managers and auditors, such as PricewaterhouseCoopers, KPMG. Shareholders of many of these companies are also available and present here. Now, the key objective is to be able to fight corruption and lack of independence and corporate system oversight. So far, we've been able to get welcome addresses. We've been able to get goodwill messages from many of those people that are present. Over 400 people present in Sheraton, Ikeja, Lagos here.
Well, thank you so much, Temple, for joining me and giving us that update on it. It's a story we're going to keep our eye on, and of course, we're expecting you to file in a report when you get back.
Absolutely. Thank you, Harriet.
Temple Ashaju, Channel's business news correspondent. They're giving us a situation report of what's actually going on at the public hearing of the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria, National Code of Corporate Governance. Quite a tongue twister. Well, that's it on the show for today. Many thanks for spending time with us. If you missed out on the show, you can watch it on youtube.com/channelsweb/business morning. And of course, don't forget to send in your pictures and videos of what's going on with regards to BVN registration. It's a chaotic situation in most banking halls, and would like to know what's going on and if it's been very easy, despite the chaos, for you to do your BVN registration. Remember, the Central Bank of Nigeria says there is no extension, at least just yet, but fingers crossed, it might come. I'm Harriet Agbinyi. Have a profitable day.